وَأَمَّا مَنْ أُوتِيَ كِتَابَهُ بِشِمَالِهِ,
And those people to whom the book of deeds will be given in the left hand.
فَيَقُولُ يَا لَيْتَنِي لَمْ أُوتَ كِتَابِيَهْ.
He will say, "Regret on me. I wish my book of deeds had not been given to me." Giving in the left hand means that you failed, brother. No need to read. And in other places, it is mentioned in the Holy Quran and in the Hadith that he will be given the book of deeds from behind in the left hand. This reason will be given from behind, that when he will be given the book of deeds on the left-hand side, so now he will refuse to take it, because he will know, they are given me in my left hand, so he will put his hand in back. Then angels gave him from back. So he will say, "I wish I had not been given my book of deeds. And I never took seriously that I will be accountable." I wish death would end my story. That is, I who had died would not have come back to life, would not be alive. And these are not the cases. Today my wealth has not benefited me. My kingdom also perished. If anyone in the world was a king, someone was in a big position, everything went from him. What was done in the hereafter continues to be done in this world. It is also a poem in English. Death the leveler. Death is the thing that levels everything. How? If anyone in the world was a king, or was the president of the United States, or he was an abandoned person begging on a sidewalk, both are on the same level after death. He is also inside the earth, the other is also inside the earth. Death makes all equal. If someone lived in a palace, he also went inside the earth. Even if you make his tomb, he will remain inside the earth. No one can take risk to keep him outside as a statue. So he will say that I wish death was the end. Neither did my wealth work for me, not my kingdom. Then there will be a command from God to the angels. Grab him and put the shackle around his neck. Then cast him into hell. Then tie him in a chain 70 yards long. This number 70 is used for abundance. There is a hadith in Bukhari Muslim that, who occupied even 1 foot of someone's land in the world, so the yoke of the 7 lands will be hung around his neck, in punishment for this one sin. How difficult is the issue of human rights? 1 feet land. Here people occupy the entire plot, and after the death of his brothers, he took over the property of his nephews. So God is saying that he will be bound by a long chain. This wretch did not believe in Allah. Well, when such verses are mentioned, Muslims immediately become happy. Well, it is so scary. This is a command about the disbelievers. Sir, the entire Quran is about the disbelievers, because the first addressees were disbelievers. So this is not a verse about disbelievers? No. The verses in the Quran are gifted to whoever fits them, whether he is a believer or an unbeliever. His faith was not God. That is, the right to believe. The proof of this is also that verse of Surah Nisa. O people who believe in God and His Messenger. So what is the need of believers to believe? God and His Messenger. That is, as it is the right to believe. Do not believe only Allah and His Messenger. Also follow the orders of Allah and His Messenger. And it did not encourage the poor to feed. He will not have any friends here. And if he gets food, he will have a pus of wound. Apart from that, there will be no food. By spending in the world in the way of God, he did not store in God's bank forever. So here he will get only the pus of the wounded as food.
वो ग़िज़ा के तौर पे मिलेगा। अल्लाहुम्मा अजिरना।
It is a hadith of Bukhari and Muslim that the Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "That man says my wealth, my wealth, my wealth. He keeps doing this throughout his life. Although your wealth is what you have eaten, or wear and tear, or spend it in the way of God and save it for the day of judgment. The rest of the wealth is for your family, which will be divided among the heirs." You must have observed in your close relatives that when rich people die, so, how do they start sharing the property? And people who do not even pray say that this is God's order. Inheritance is to be divided. They are eager to follow this order of Shariat, because worldly gain is associated, so that wealth is for others. Wealth is what you have used yourself or stored for the hereafter. That is your wealth. And he will not get food, but he will get pus, which no one will eat except the wrongdoer. That is, it is pus. This food is for those who are guilty of God in the world. It is not for believers.
फला उक़सिमु बिमा तुबसिरून। अब ये वो ना आ गई है।
I say it is the style of the Quran. No.
अब ये देखें, इसका लफ्ज़ी तर्जुमा है।
Now see, this is its literal translation. So I do not swear by the things you see.
जिन्हें तुम देखते हो। लेकिन ये
But it is mentioned separately here. No. No. All the outdated ideas you are presenting are all wrong. I swear by the things you see, and those things that you do not see, whether from the physical world or from the spiritual world in the form of angels, punishment in the form of the grave. I swear by all of them. Indeed, this Quran is the word of an honorable messenger. That is, the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. So that is obviously the words of God. What you are hearing from our Prophet is the speech of the honorable messenger. This is not the words of the poet. And the mood of the poet is something else. This word is not poetic either. And the character of the Prophet, peace be upon him, is not poetic either. But there are very few people who believe in this. This is not even the words of a magician. But very few people get the advice. Rather, it has been revealed by the Lord of the worlds. Now the harsh verses are coming. If this prophet attributes some things to us which we did not reveal to him, so let's hold their right hand, and we cut their vain heart. If this prophet by his own will convey something to your people that was not revealed by Allah, then we will not leave the Prophet. Holding the right hand will cut off their veins. Then none of you will be able to stop us from this process. Apparently, the words have been said targeting the Prophet, peace be upon him. But this anger has been unleashed on the unbelievers. You understand that? Make it a word by itself. Attributes to us. It is not so. They don't have the courage to do anything by themselves. If they do this, we will cut their veins. Well, then no one from among the people should save the Prophet. It is absolutely impossible if it happens, but it didn't happen. And this Quran is not an advice, but for those who fear. Refers to the pious. Beard or turban will not be considered. Whoever fears that someone has created me without my will and that he will bring me back to life, then there is advice for him in the Quran. And who did not take this thing serious, who put me on the face of the earth without my will on this miracle planet. So there is no guidance for him in the Quran and in the words of the Prophet, peace be upon him. And O Prophet, we know very well that some of you, the Prophet, peace be upon him, are being comforted. That people deny you, peace be upon him, from among these people.
وَإِنَّهُ لَحَسْرَةٌ عَلَى الْكَافِرِينَ. तो ये जो कुछ हमारे पैगंबर के साथ कर रहे हैं,
They are mocking and joking that why the punishment did not come.
अजाब क्यों नहीं आ रहा?
Punishment is to happen when Allah has decided that this is a joke with our Prophet. It will become a source of regret for those people.
ये बायसे हसरत बन जाएगा इनके लिए. وَإِنَّهُ لَحَقُّ الْيَقِينَ.
And indeed it is right. That is, the teachings of the Quran will be revived after death. And you have to be accountable for your actions.
سَبِّحْ بِاسْمِ رَبِّكَ الْعَظِيمِ. तो ऐ नबी,
So, O Prophet, you took the name of your Lord. You continued to describe the greatness of your Lord. Based on this, it is mentioned in Sahih Bukhari and Muslim that when these verses were revealed, the Prophet, peace be upon him, used to recite Subhana Rabbil Azim while bowing. And when that verse was revealed, Sabi Hisma Rabbikal Allah. Since then you read Subhana Rabbil Allah in prostration.